A naked man is running through the streets, not walking, running, screaming at the top of his lungs. The people of Syracuse stare, they whisper, they step aside. But this man doesn't care, because he just cracked open one of the greatest mysteries in human history, and his mind is on fire. His name is Archimedes, and what he discovered in that bathtub would change the world forever. But here's the thing nobody tells you. The bathtub story is just the beginning. The real story of Archimedes is about war, betrayal, a city under siege, and one man holding back the most powerful army on Earth using nothing but his brain. Stick around, because this story gets insane. It's 287 BC. The world is a brutal, dangerous place. Rome is rising, armies are marching, empires are being swallowed whole. And right in the middle of the Mediterranean, sitting on the island of Syracuse, is a city called Syracuse. Rich, powerful, strategic, everyone wants it. Syracuse is the kind of city that starts wars, and it will. But inside this city, in a small workshop filled with sand, ropes, and half-built machines, a boy is growing up who will one day become the most dangerous mind the ancient world had ever seen. His father is an astronomer. His city is obsessed with knowledge. And young Archimedes, he's obsessed with everything. Here's what made Archimedes different. Most people in 287 BC looked at the world and accepted it. Water flows downhill, heavy things sink, levers break under pressure. That's just how it is. Archimedes looked at the same world and asked, but why? And then he'd disappear into his workshop for days. No food, no sleep, just pure obsessive thinking. His friends thought he was crazy. His enemies would later wish he was. He travels to Alexandria, the greatest center of knowledge in the ancient world. Libraries stretching wall to wall, scholars from every corner of the earth. And Archimedes absorbs all of it. Mathematics, physics, engineering, astronomy. He comes back to Syracuse a different man. A man with ideas so powerful, they'll take 2,000 years for the world to fully understand. But first, that bathtub. The king of Syracuse has a problem. He commissioned a golden crown, pure gold, or so the craftsman claimed. But the king suspects something. What if the craftsman secretly mixed in cheaper silver? What if the king is being cheated? He calls Archimedes and said, "Find out, is this real?" Without melting the crown. Archimedes is stuck. For days he thinks, paces, mutters to himself. And then, on an ordinary afternoon, he steps into his bath. He watches the water rise as his body sinks in. He watches it overflow onto the floor. And something clicks. His body displaced the water. The exact volume of his body pushed out as water. If you put the crown in water, it will displace water equal to its own volume. Pure gold has a specific density. Silver has a different density. If the crown displaces more water than pure gold should, the craftsman is a liar. Eureka! He leaps out of the bath, doesn't grab his clothes, doesn't think twice. He runs through the streets of Syracuse, naked, screaming, "I have found it!" The craftsman, by the way, guilty. He had mixed in silver. But Archimedes barely cared about the crown anymore. He had just discovered something far bigger, the principle of buoyancy, a law of physics that still carries his name today. But wait, this is just one discovery. The man was just getting started. Here's a question for you. If one man could figure out how much gold is in a crown using nothing but a bathtub, what else could that same brain build? What if I told you Archimedes once moved a massive ship alone, using just ropes and a lever system? What if I told you he looked a Roman general in the eye and said, "Give me a place to stand and I will move the earth"? And the scary part? He wasn't joking. King Hero of Syracuse wanted to show off. He'd built the largest ship in the ancient world, the Syracusia, a floating palace, massive, heavy, almost impossible to move. It sat in the harbor, stuck, embarrassing. He called Archimedes. The crowd gathered, Engineers shook their heads, soldiers whispered. Archimedes walked up, set up a series of pulleys and compound levers, handed the rope to King Hero himself. Pull. The king pulled. The ship moved, smooth, easy, like it weighed nothing. The crowd went silent, then erupted. Archimedes turned to the stunned audience and said the line that echoes through history, "Give me a place to stand, and I will move the earth." He wasn't being poetic. He was being mathematical. He had just proven that with the right lever, any weight could be moved by any force. This is the law of the lever, still used today in every crane, every construction site, every machine on the planet. But here's what nobody asked that day. If Archimedes can move a ship with a rope, what happens when he turns that brain towards something far more dangerous? For most of his life, Archimedes is just a thinker. He doesn't want fame, he doesn't care about money. Legend says he'd forget to eat, forget to bathe. His servants would physically drag him to wash, and even in the bath, he'd draw mathematical diagrams in the water. He was consumed, possessed. He wrote papers on calculating pi, on the surface area of spheres, on counting the grains of sand in the universe, just to prove it could be counted. He was playing, exploring, lost in pure thought. And Syracuse was at peace, for now. But peace never lasts. Not in the ancient world, not when Rome is watching. In 214 BC, Archimedes is 73 years old, an old man, a lifetime of discoveries behind him. And then the news arrives. Roman warships, hundreds of them, heading straight for Syracuse. The Roman general Marcus Claudius Marcellus, one of the greatest military minds in history, is coming, with the most powerful army on earth. The people of Syracuse are terrified. But Archimedes? Archimedes walks back into his workshop. He picks up his tools, and he starts building. What he builds next will make Roman soldiers afraid of shadows, will make Marcellus himself stop the attack and stare in disbelief, will go down in history as the most incredible one-man military defense ever recorded. Picture this: 214 BC, the harbor of Syracuse. Roman warships stretching as far as the eye can see. 75 warships, thousands of soldiers, the most feared military force on Earth. General Marcellus stands at the bow of his flagship, confident, calm. He has crushed armies, destroyed cities, never lost. Syracuse? He'll take it in days. He almost laughs. He has no idea what's waiting for him. Inside the city, panic is spreading. Citizens are running, soldiers are praying. But one man is not panicking. One 73-year-old man is in his workshop, drawing, calculating, building. Archimedes had spent a lifetime understanding how the physical world works. Forces, leverage, angles, weight. And now, for the first time in his life, he's going to use all of it as a weapon. What he designs in that workshop will haunt Rome for generations. The Romans attack at dawn. Marcellus sends his warships toward the walls of Syracuse. Standard formation, textbook assault. And then, the walls come alive. Giant catapults rise from behind the battlements. Not ordinary catapults, Archimedes catapults. Engineered with precise tension calculations, calibrated for exact range. Some launch heavy boulders at ships far out at sea. Others are designed for closer targets, raining down smaller, faster projectiles on soldiers climbing the walls. The Romans don't know which direction to defend. Long range, short range, the walls are attacking everything at once. Marcellus orders a retreat. He regroups, rethinks. Fine, we'll attack at night. He sends ships under cover of darkness, moving in close, right beneath the walls where the catapults can't aim. Smart. But Archimedes had already thought of that, because waiting in the darkness, mounted on the walls above the waterline, were machines the Romans had never seen before. Machines that didn't launch rocks, machines that grabbed ships, whole ships. And what happened next? Roman soldiers would describe for the rest of their lives and refuse to believe it themselves. The Roman ships moved silently through the dark water, soldiers readied, ladders in hand. And then, out of nowhere, Massive iron hooks drop from the walls. They latch onto the bows of Roman ships with a horrifying clang. And then the ropes pull tight. The ships tilt violently. Soldiers slide, scream, grab for anything. The bow lifts higher, higher until the ship is nearly vertical. And then the claw releases. The ship crashes back into the water, or capsizes entirely. Soldiers thrown into the sea. Ships destroyed without a single arrow fired. Marcellus watches from a distance, in complete silence. Then he turns to his officers and says something no Roman general ever said before. "We are fighting a geometrist." He orders another retreat. The most powerful army on earth stopped cold by one old man with a pencil and a workshop. But here's where the story gets complicated. Because Archimedes, he didn't see himself as a warrior. He saw these machines as problems to solve. War was just another engineering challenge. While soldiers died and ships burned, he was already thinking about something else entirely. Mathematics, geometry, his real love. There's a story, almost impossible to believe, that during the siege, Archimedes was found sitting on the ground, drawing circles in the sand. In the middle of a war, this was the man Rome was up against. Someone who could defend an entire city and still find time to do math homework. And then there's the weapon historians still argue about today, the one that sounds like science fiction. Ancient sources describe Roman ships subtly catching fire from a distance, without any visible flame or projectile, just fire appearing on wood out of nowhere. Some historians say it never happened. Others say Archimedes built a system of large bronze mirrors arranged on the walls that focused sunlight into a single concentrated beam of heat aimed directly at Roman ships, a solar death ray in 214 BC. Real or legend? We still don't know for certain, but here's what is certain. The Romans were so terrified of Archimedes' inventions that soldiers reportedly ran whenever they saw a rope or piece of wood appear over the city walls, afraid it was another machine. The most disciplined army in history, flinching at shadows. That's how deep Archimedes had gotten inside their heads. But no city holds forever. Not against Rome. After 2 years of siege, 2 years of being outsmarted and outmaneuvered, Marcellus found his opening. A festival inside Syracuse. Guards distracted. A section of the wall left unprotected. The Romans poured in. Syracuse, the great city, fell. Marcellus gave one specific order to his soldiers. Do not harm Archimedes. He wanted the old man alive. He respected him, maybe even feared him. For a moment, it seemed like the greatest mind in ancient history might survive. And here's the part that hits different every time. A Roman soldier finds an old man in a courtyard. The city is burning, chaos everywhere. The old man is on the ground, drawing circles in the sand. The soldier orders him to come along, to move, now. The old man looks up, annoyed, and says, "Do not disturb my circles." The soldier doesn't know who this is, doesn't know this old man just held off Rome for 2 years, doesn't know this is the greatest mathematician who ever lived. He just sees an old man refusing to move, and kills him. Just like that. Archimedes, the man who calculated the movement of stars, who moved ships with rope, who made Rome itself flinch, dies over a drawing in the dirt. Marcellus, when he finds out, is furious. He gives Archimedes an honorable burial, personally mourns him, but it's too late. The world just lost something it wouldn't recover for 1,000 years. Here's the thing about Archimedes. His math didn't just live on, it became the foundation. Calculus? Built on his work. Isaac Newton said so himself. Modern engineering? His principles of leverage and buoyancy are still in every textbook. The way we calculate pi? Still tied to his methods. Screw pumps based on his designs are still used in parts of the world today. 2,300 years later, one man in one city on one island in the Mediterranean who refused to stop asking why. But here's what most people never find out. For nearly 1,000 years, an entire collection of Archimedes' writings was lost, hidden inside a prayer book, buried in a monastery. And when it was finally rediscovered in the 20th century, modern mathematicians were stunned. Because Archimedes had figured out mathematical concepts we thought humans only discovered in the 17th century. He was 2,000 years ahead of his time. Which makes you wonder, what else did he figure out that we still haven't found?